Hello, I'm Rico Cavella, creator of the Ageless Living Lifestyle. If you are concerned about premature aging and you want to avoid disease and old age, and you want to live a more healthy, energetic, and vital long life, I have proven solutions for you. So, number one, go to agelessliving.lifestyle.com and take our aging quiz to see how well you are doing. And number two, book your free coaching session with me to discuss your wellness challenges, and I promise to get you going on the right track. You can transform your health and your life, and I can help. Hello, I'm Rico Cavella, and I'm going to welcome you to this episode of Fearless Aging, where in every episode, my guest and I, we strive to offer you proven tips and strategies that you can implement immediately to greatly improve your overall health and well-being. So we're here to inspire you and empower you to become your best self so you can go out and make a bigger positive difference in the world. So the title of this episode today is Conscious Living for a Healthy, Abundant Life. And we're going to talk about our guest, her book called Calming the Chaos. It's about managing your energy rather than your time. And this is such an important topic that I'm real excited to talk about because we live in such a chaotic world these days with stressful lifestyles. So this topic really relates to creating wellness and to aging well. So our amazing guest today is Jackie Woodside. She's a USA Today and five-time international Amazon best-selling author. She's a TEDx speaker, an international trainer and professional coach. She is also the founder of Curriculum for Conscious Living and the Conscious Living Summit, and trains coaches around the world to deliver this life-changing work. She's also the executive producer of the forthcoming documentary film series called The Frequency of Miracles, which is going to be released in the spring of 2025. So, Jackie Woodside, thank you so much for being here.
Rico, it's great to be with you. I'm such a big fan of yours. I love your work. I love your vibe. Just being around you is just lightens me up. So thank you what you're doing. Thank you for what you're doing for the world and helping people understand that time is going to pass, but we don't have to grow old. I love that. As a senior Olympian, going to the National Senior Games next year or this coming summer, yes, summer of 2025. So I so vibe with your message, and it's an honor to be here and to spend time with you and to be able to serve your audience.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And yeah, I'm really excited about today because you have so much good stuff to offer. So we'll try and get through that we can today. And I want to tell our audience, be sure we only have about 25 minutes, so
Yeah.
be sure and stay tuned. And then tell them at the end we'll let them know how they can contact you and tell them what else they can find. I know you have some really good free information on your website, and they
I
can find out
do.
about your books and all your summits and all that.
I do. I do. Yeah, my website is jackiewoodside.com, and there's free trainings, there's free ebooks, there's lots of things on my website. Also, my podcast, the Conscious Living Podcast, you can find that on all your podcast areas. And I have a YouTube channel if you want to watch me deliver some talks. So it's just youtube.com/Jackie Woodside. So jackiewoodside.com is my website. Come stalk me, find me, let's be friends. I'd love to meet your people.
All right. Well, once we go through this, I'm sure we're going to get a lot of people to come and see you. So I think we could best serve our audience today because your book. Let's talk about your book, Calming the Chaos, because that's such a big challenge. As I just mentioned, so many people are stressed out and feel chaotic and rushed, and that's a we know stress is a big precursor to almost all chronic illnesses again. So why don't you first tell us about how you decided I need to write this book about calming the chaos and talk about what the chaos is.
Yeah, sure. How I decided to write the book is for the principles in that book kind of saved my life. Basically, I was diagnosed with adult attention deficit disorder by the man who invented that concept, who discovered that adults can have ADD, Ned Hallowell. His office is in Sudbury, Massachusetts, right next to my town in Marlborough, Massachusetts. So I went to see him in my 30s. And yeah, through a lot of different trial and error, I ended up with some serious overuse injuries. I'm a racquetball player, and just my drive. I was always doing things. I kept playing racquetball even though I was injured. And so I went to an acupuncturist, and he said to me, "Oh, I can help with your injury, but I can help with the fact that for someone your age, your chi is very low, your life force energy. And if you don't change the way you're living, I can help you with your injury, but you're not going to live very long." I was like, oh my gosh, that really got my attention. And that really made me start thinking about how I'm using my energy rather than how I'm using my time. And my energy, my time was completely packed. I had a landlord once tell me that he thought I paid rent so my cat had a place to sleep, because I was just never home. I love life. I was always doing things, which is absolutely fine. But the energy that I was doing it in was this kind of driven, chaotic, got to prove myself, got to be something, got to make something of myself. The energy behind it was very frantic. So I started studying the principles and creating my own principles about not, I think the secret to life isn't how you use your time, it's how you manage your energy, which does include how you manage yourself. So I say there's no such thing, Rico, as time management, because time is not a variable. You and I both have 24/7, God willing. We get up today, we got 24 ahead of us. And everybody else on the planet does as well. Time is not a variable. So what the variable is you, how your ability to practice self-regulation, self-management, to have clarity, to create a lifestyle and a schedule, quite honestly, that lifts you up rather than beats you down.
Yeah, so well said. Well, let's talk about all those things and how you're going to do that, because yeah, it's no question. The biggest excuse for not taking better care of your health, or exercising or eating healthy is, oh, I'm so busy, I don't have
I
time.
don't have
And
time, right?
that's a really a bad excuse, because as you and I both know, and particularly some of the most busiest, successful people take time, to take care of their health, because they realize it's going to give them more energy, and they're going to be more successful. Even if you're not so concerned about your health, but you're concerned about how successful you're going to be in your business or whatever you want to offer to the world, you need to have a lot of energy and good health. So this is
Yeah.
such an important. And one more thing before we get into all your things is that it's just we have to realize that everything in this universe is energy. Including our bodies. We're just all impulses of energy intelligence. So energy is really the key. To learn about it and how to work on it, and use it and manage it and all those things. So so where should we start? I know you have like a 3-step formula for managing every component of your life. Managing energy for in every component of your life. So
Well,
let's get
yeah.
let's dig into that a little bit.
Yeah, sure. I'd love to talk about it. So the first thing about learning to manage your energy rather than your time is to recognize, exactly as you just said, Rico, that we are energetic beings having a human experience. So, the notion of managing time has your focus be external, that there's something out here, that time is out here and you have to dominate it, or you have to, maximize it. If you make that shift to ask yourself, rather than managing your time, you're managing your energy, then the focus becomes internal. So that's number one. Really allow your focus to be driven by the energy that you want to be experiencing in life. I promise you, as a young child, you did not sit around wishing to be burned out, stressed out, and overworked and overwhelmed. That was not your vision when you were a 10-year-old laying in bed at night and you couldn't get to sleep. Your vision was you wanted to be contributing, you wanted to make a difference, you wanted to be happy, you wanted to have relationships that lift you up. So getting clear that that energy is still in you. So the first step, number one, is clarity. Clarity that you're an energetic being, clarity about how you want to use your energy, or even more so, I like to say, how God wants to express through you, how God wants to express as you. If you don't use the word God, that's fine. Whatever word you use, the animating life force of the universe, there's a beautiful, intricate design of the universe, and you are a part of it. I'm a part of it. And the more you align with that divine energetic that wants to come through you, the easier your life gets and the less energy you expend. Now, how do you align with that life force energy that wants to come through you?
Jackie,
Yeah,
oh, I'm sorry. I was just going to say before we get into that, I just want to ask you. 'Cause I think maybe this is kind of important. Why do you think that so many people are? I mean, why did we create this really stressful lifestyles and chaotic world? And why are so many people not aligned with their energy when it's our natural, real natural state of being? So,
yeah.
so how did this happen?
Yeah, I mean that kind of comes down to the course of human evolution, if you will. As a species, humanity is still really, really young, and we function with this kind of reptilian brain that still is in this constant fight or flight mode, like the saber-toothed tiger is going to leap out of the bushes and eat you for lunch. So people have this automatic, because we don't have like the same survival mechanism that was back in the hunter and gathering days. We don't have to kill our prey and eat it, but that neurological mechanism is still at play in the brain. Our neurology has not evolved as fast as our technology. So technology has advanced, light years
Yeah,
above where our neurology is. So neurologically, we're still not far beyond the caveman, and technologically, we're with the space angels, right?
yeah,
So there's this huge gap between where our culture has evolved to and where our consciousness has evolved to, which
exactly.
is why I am so committed to this whole theme of elevating consciousness on the planet. We are, as a species, engaged in a conscious evolution of humanity. So what I mean by that is moving from the fight or flight, fight, flight, freeze, or please are kind of the four things: fight, flight, freeze, or please. I've got to please everybody. I've got to do all the right things. I've got to, and it's exhausting. It is absolutely exhausting. So moving out of that brain into a sense of centered, focused, co-creative energy, understanding that we can use our mind to train our brain to create a different outcome. That's an interesting thought. Use your mind to train your brain. You're like, what do you mean, mind, brain? I thought they were the same thing. They are not. Your mind is your capacity of your higher wisdom to link with the divine mind of God to create and manifest the outcomes that God wants to manifest through and as you. But you can't do that when you're living in chaos, when you're living in constant overwhelm, when you're constantly stressed out and living on adrenal overload. So my work, again, point number one is clarity, getting clear on who you are and why you're here, and that you are a spiritual, energetic being in a human spacesuit. You're having a human experience, but the human experience is just the role you're playing as a spiritual being. So getting clear on who you are, what you value, the truth. And when I say who you are, let me just say a little bit more. The truth of your identity, not who you are as your ego personality, white, middle aged, female, middle class, teacher, educator, spiritual teacher. That's not my identity. My identity is I'm a spiritual being having a human experience and I am one with God. And the
But
more that is my lead in, yes, I still have to populate my schedule and do my days and pick up my son and go to the grocery store. I do all those things, right? But I do all those things in service of my conscious evolution and spiritual growth and unfolding. So that's number one.
uh,
Get
well,
clear.
I was just going to say that's you expressed that so well. That's so well said. I just want to add, and the thing what I've learned, we're working with people and clients for all these years, is it's why people don't take better care of their health and and work on their consciousness is because we're just we're never taught that, and we're so
Yeah.
distracted. We're so
Yeah.
distracted, and we don't realize that we are a divine, as you mentioned, spiritual beings, and I believe we have a purpose. Everybody has a divine purpose, and I think that the number one divine purpose is to learn how to live together on this planet. There's only one race, right? The human race, and we're all brothers and sisters. And if we could ever grow up and realize that we're just all here, we're all the same, then we could create peace on this planet. I think that's our divine purpose.
Yeah.
What do you
Yeah.
think about that?
No, absolutely. I mean, I teach that our purpose is to grow in consciousness back to the divinity from which we came.
Mhm.
So, I align 100% with what you just said. And what I mean by growing consciousness is to grow from that sense of what you might call race consciousness or human consciousness of stress, survival, just getting by. It's too hard. They're out to get me. I'm the victim. Like that level of consciousness that a lot of people are living in. The problem is out there. The problem is the Democrats, it's the Republicans, it's the immigrants, it's the gays. The problem is out there. So, shifting from that consciousness of struggle and strife and difficulty to a sense of transformation or transcendent consciousness, where it's like you just said, we're all brothers and sisters walking each other home. There is one human race of which we are all a part. And
Yeah,
so, coming into that sense of unconditional love, inner peace, equanimity, oneness, joy, really, I kind of love the Kamala Harris theme right now of bringing joy back into politics, bringing joy back
absolutely,
into the American culture. That's what we are here to experience and express. So, yeah,
absolutely.
110%, I agree with you. When we get clear on that sense of, oh, that's my purpose. I'm here to grow, not to be living in the sense of victim and they're doing it to me, but being the victor. I'm the powerful co creator with the universe, and the more I shift my attitudes, my thoughts, my emotions, my beliefs, the more I shift my inner world, amazing. The outer world gets so much better.
Yeah, again, you expressed that so well. Yeah, thank you very much for that. Yeah, it's no question about it. Our outer world is just really a kind of a mirror of our inner
Mirror,
world,
yeah.
isn't it?
As
Yeah,
within, so without. So if you don't
yeah.
like your outer world, the first thing you want to do is take a look at what are your beliefs, what are your emotions, what are your attitudes, and what are your thoughts.
And the good news is you can change. You can change your beliefs, your thoughts, your emotions, all those things. You're in control of that. You can change them, and that's what I know. It's what you're all about, and all this. That's what this whole system that you have is all about. That's good. You're not a victim. You're only a victim if you just buy into all those things, right? And
Yeah.
so that's really the good news. That's the message that we want you to know, that you can step, no matter where you're at right now, you can step up and create a brand new
Yeah. Each
life
moment.
moving forward. Yeah.
That's right. Each moment is a new opportunity to express yourself newly.
Okay, so I keep interrupting you. I know we're on your three-step formula.
Oh, no,
The
that's
first
fine.
one, the first one was clarity and
Yeah.
focus, right?
So the first one is clarity of focus of identity. Who am I? What do I want? What am I going to bring in this world? And the second one is really kind of mundane. It's to get clear on how you're using your time. So, and how I teach people to do that is very, very basic. But if it's something that you're committed to doing, then how you know you have that commitment is that you put it on your schedule. So I am really big about people scheduling their life and living their schedule. So the second step is for people to really do a big brain dump on a long piece of paper. It's okay to have a list. I say don't have a to-do list. To-do lists are a setup for failure because it's this long list with no orientation in time whatsoever. So people always overestimate how much they can do in a set period of time, and then they end up behind, and then that generates this negative inner dialogue. What's the matter with me? I need to get that done. Why didn't I get that done? Look at them, they're more productive than me. So not a to-do list, but you do a brain dump, get it all out of your head, write down all the things that you have to and want to do this week. When I teach this in a workshop, I say for the rest of your life, and people get a little overwhelmed, and then they have fun because it's a really fun thing to think about. What do I want to do and experience for the rest of my life? And then you take that list and you literally sit with your calendar, sit on the computer with your iCal or with your Google Calendar, and you populate your calendar with the things you want to do. Now, people are like, what? I don't live like that. That's crazy. I had this conversation with thousands and thousands of people. 90% of people only put on their calendar, if they use a calendar at all, face to face appointments. Well, then let me ask you, where does everything else live? It lives in your head. And your head, your thoughts are not a structure. They're not something tangible that you can see, touch, and feel. So you have the thought of like, oh, I need to do that. Whoosh. I need to do that. Whoosh. I need to do that. I need to do that. I need to do that. And your neurological real estate gets overwhelmed because we are living in an information age, in a technological era where the pace of technology and information far outpaces our neurological capacity.
And we have so much distractions all the time, right?
So much distraction all the time. So you can't hold it all in your head. But because people don't understand that neurological limitation, they walk around trying to hold it all in their head, not being productive, not being effective, thinking, what's wrong with me? Well, there's nothing wrong with you except our neurology has not kept pace with the pace of life, with technology, with our advancements. So you're still walking around with a caveman brain thinking I should be able to live like an AI, bot. No, you can't live like an AI bot. You still have a caveman brain. So, what's the bridge to help you is to get it all out of your head and into some kind of a structure. I've already said why to do list is not the right structure. You'll put 50 things on your to do list when you've got 2.5 hours to get it done, and then you'll walk around, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? So, actually, and this will take you, hour and a half, first time you do it. Populate all these things you want to do, get it onto your calendar. And then step 3 is live your schedule. Now, this takes a high degree of self management and self regulation. I have a whole course on procrastination where the fundamental teaching of procrastination is that procrastination is a failure of self regulation. It's not that you're lazy, it's not that you're not committed, it's not that you don't want to do it. It's that you've yet to develop the neurological capacity. Is everything okay on your end? I'm hearing like a screeching noise.
I think outside there's a motorcycle going
Oh, it's
by.
a motorcycle. Yeah, it's somebody who's in a hurry. There it goes. There it goes.
Oh no, I'm thinking. You know what? I'm sorry. There's a guy comes around with a blower. He's one of those
Oh, right, right,
blowers.
right. It's the
Oh
blower
my
guy.
goodness. Yeah.
It's the
Anyway,
blower guy. No, that's okay. I just wanted to
but
be
go
sure.
ahead though, because we only got about less than 3 minutes.
All right, all right, all right. So third step is self-regulation. You put yourself, you get clear on who you are and your identity, what you want. You create a long list and populate your schedule with this is how I'm going to deliver it in life. And then the third step is simply live your schedule. That takes a high degree of self-regulation and self management. So the key is not time management, it's managing yourself to say, this is what I've committed to. I actually call my schedule my sacred contract. It is my contract between me and the divine of how I'm choosing to use my life force energy.
Wow. Okay. Well, so what kind of an idea or tip you can tell people of how you can better do that? 'Cause I see all the value in doing that, but still, how do you go about making yourself actually stick to that and say, okay, I'm
Yeah,
going to do
sure.
this?
So, the first thing is get an accountability buddy. Try, don't try doing this on your own. Second, that's good. Better would be get an accountability buddy and also do a daily debrief at the end of each day to see how you've done following and living your schedule. You're going to fail miserably at this at the very beginning because you don't have the neurological pathways, the neural pathways to live this way, to think this way. So good, get a accountability buddy. Better is schedule a like 15-minute debrief at the end of every day to go back over your day and see how you did. Move anything forward in your calendar that you didn't get done. So that's better. Best would be hire me to train you to live this way, to think this way, and I'll work you and coach you through it in a Calming the Chaos session.
That's a good segue. Like I said, we only got about a little over a minute left here. So again, tell people how to get a hold of you and what all they can find on your website.
Sure, sure. So just, send me an email at jackie@jackiewoodside.com. My website is jackiewoodside.com. And I'm happy to, and you can get the book, Calming the Chaos, on Amazon if that interests you as well. But I'm happy to, reach out to me. I'm happy to have a conversation with any of you. I will respond personally. Yes, I have a team of 12 people that work for me, but I will respond to emails that come in to jackie@jackiewoodside.com. Especially tell me that you heard me on Rico's show, and I will give you VIP priority.
All right, VIP priority. Well, Jackie, I wish we had more time. You got so much great information and you expressed it so well. So I want to congratulate you on your work you're doing. It's so valuable, so helpful, and I really encourage people to be sure and we'll put all your contact information in the show description
Of
so that
course.
they'll be able to find you, no problem at all. So Thank you very much for being here. That was really great. So I think that's going to be a wrap for today. So if you enjoyed today's episode, tell your friends about the Fearless Aging TV show. And now you can subscribe to our, our TV show channel. If you just go to my main website, ageleslivinglifestyle.com, you can click on TV podcast, and then you can subscribe. And then you can go to, and we'll let you know whenever all of our new episodes are live, and we'll give you a link to our YouTube channel where you can find all of our shows. You can watch them at any time. So, thank you very much for being here. And I like to always say, in with Einstein saying, knowledge without action is useless. So you learned a lot of great stuff today. So you got to take action. Go out there and make it happen. Thank you so much for being here.